All right, it's March 15th, 2015. Look at that. You're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard. Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty.
I could hear you groaning
Oh, yeah.
inwardly every time Sin's mentioned, you just cringing.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to episode 466 of Mods on Air. We're bringing you the weekend gaming news. We happen to enjoy playing games, and when we're not playing games, we're working on games. When we're not working on games, we're sleeping. So,
Or drinking.
Or drinking. Well, not that. I don't think do all that at the same time. Anyway, so as we talk about these things, know that there may be some adult topics, themes that could be offensive. So there's your little bit of a warning. I'm Foyleman. We have Ham with us. Hello, Ham.
Hey, everybody.
And Stryder, who wants to say something.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So
Said.
it was there and said, all right. Oh, I see how I used to do that. So, what's this topic you want to throw at the beginning here, Stryder?
I just want to point out, you remember Cryptolocker?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now there's a variant out there that is targeting gamers. And it's a drive-by, apparently it's a drive-by crap shit thing that is happening on WordPress. And it takes you to a Flash animation, which then encrypts 185 different file extensions. Fucks up game saves, maps, mods, replays, other user-generated content, all that kind of stuff. And they've actually got a list of games that it affects. And the funny thing is, well, not the funny thing. One of the things is it's specifically targeting Steam platform games. Games like Call of Duty, StarCraft, Diablo, Fallout, Minecraft, Assassin's Creed, Half-Life 2, BioShock 2, a whole bunch of other ones. It's affecting game development software like RPG Maker, Unity 3D, and Unreal Engine. So always practice safe browsing. Wear a condom while you're browsing the internet at all times.
For those of you who are just not really familiar with the Cryptolocker, something that came out a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, it was considered a ransomware Trojan, where it would go in, it would lock up things and say, all right, send us some money and we'll unlock it for you kind of thing. And whether or not they actually unlocked anything doesn't matter.
And it was untraceable money too, because they demand like bitcoins.
Yes. Or prepaid cash voucher, but yes. Reminds me of something else that was going on. Oh, TrueCrypt. I thought, for when you said Cryptolocker, it made me think of TrueCrypt. I don't know if anyone out there has used TrueCrypt in the past. And basically what that is it's a software-based drive mounting encryption thing. All right. I can create a file. I can create any kind of file with any kind of name or extension. I can make that a drive and mount it as a drive, and it is completely encrypted. However, and I can put anything in that. I can make the drive whatever size I want. It could be 100 meg, it could be 100 gig. And so it's a nice way to carry around files, and it cannot be broken as far as everyone, so far people have tried, and so far has not been anyone able to break the encryption on this thing. But it about a year ago, somebody came out with a version of it and started making that, and somehow updated the wherever it was stored. I forget where they kept this thing on GitHub or wherever it was that you would download it from, SourceForge, and they installed the Trojan inside of that, which made it interesting.
So it's free, it's locked in there and secure unless they want to activate the payload, which then.
So be careful of what version that you have if you ever do get it. But it is a good piece of software in case you want to carry around files, keep them private.
Yeah, so TrueCrypt is good, Cryptolocker is horrible.
Well, the right version of TrueCrypt is good, yes.
For the right version.
It's very, very bad, yeah. All right, how about some gaming topics that we have in here? Just Cause. Well, there was PAX East that just took place, and it was very little news about it. Probably because it is on a decline. I heard from somebody who went last 2 years in a row, that includes this year and the year before, that stated that it was not as big and not as exciting. Now, not as exciting is you know, it's a personal perspective only because you go the first year, the second year you go. Of course, it's not as exciting.
Right.
It's just like anything else you do the second time. It's not
Exactly.
You can't recapture that.
Right. But there's also this. What has come out or what is coming out that is getting people excited? Right now,
I got one article.
Sorry?
I got one article. This one, Just Cause, and I don't know where the excitement is on that.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, of course, there's a decline in people going to shows like this if there's nothing for them to go and see.
Yeah.
Like that's an industry problem.
Not to mention this one took place in Boston, which is very cold and very snowy.
Yeah.
Very smelly?
Snowy.
It's snowy. Okay.
Could be.
Let's see. Boston, smelly. Okay, don't go there.
I've been there. I didn't really care for Boston very much, but... All right. Yeah, this thing comes out of there saying that there's a Just Cause 3 PAX East presentation. You know, they're just showing off the game is really all it is. How it's an open world action sequel. But this goes to show you what the conferences are doing, and is there any way to resolve this? And I think there could be, but it would take too much effort.
Resolve
the lack of excitement when there is a lack of games.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you can solve that.
Yeah, you can't put that many sparkles on a turd before it's just a turd.
Yeah, but you also have to remember these conferences are an industry. They're not necessarily just for the industry. They themselves are a business, an industry. Somebody's trying to make money off of this thing, so they have to do something about it.
Well, and that's the thing is it's an industry that unfortunately now the PAX is supposed to be for the gamer. They're supposed to be for us, not necessarily us in the media, but us as the gamers.
Maybe.
And well, it was. I mean, you look at
it happened to turn out that way. I just don't know if that's what its purpose is.
It always was. That was PAX's thing, and it grew from like a little.
I thought it was for cartoons.
Well, the little cartoon and a little, a little one room thing in that conference hall to what it is now, where it expands beyond the conference hall, and they're renting hotel conference halls and shit like that too. So it has developed its own hype and its own excitement.
Yeah.
But if you've got nothing there to see, it gets very boring very quick.
Oh yeah.
Right about
and
that.
That's
either you see the same game for a few years in a row, or you see less.
I was going to point out a game that we saw year after year after year after year after year.
Which one was that? Was it Stalker?
No.
It could have been Stalker. Although
No.
I happened to catch Stalker like in the basement of one conference, and then it moved up a little bit over a few years.
Yeah, no, that was our friends that developed their own game.
Oh,
forever. But yeah, that was, and what, I thought, well, whatever. I'm not going to go into that, but the foundation of the gaming industry, it does help. I mean, one thing that I did notice is that with the first year we went to the PAX Prime, and I really don't even want to use the term indie, because everything is indie. It seems now you're either AAA or indie. There's no middling ground. You're either busting out the Hollywood billions or you're not.
You're early access.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the first time we went, there was the Indie 10 there. And they call it the PAX 10, and I think it had been that way for 2 or 3 years prior to us going there, where it was like the 10 best indie games.
Okay.
The last year we went, the indie section was massive, and there was tons and tons of indie development type of games. However, the feeling that I got was, they're all early access games. Like get on board now, so that
they still are. That's how they are now. And it's going to be even more so since they did that release that Ham and I talked about last week, of Unreal Engine being free.
Yeah.
Not even a subscription, just go for it. And then Source coming out, and then
Yeah.
and then the new Unity 5, which is the free version, is much more open.
Right, we're going to be inundated with just a ton of Hello Worlds soon.
Yep. Yep.
And
Unfortunately.
at that point, it might even be harder to find things that are worthwhile, but also aren't on the hype treadmill, spending AAA marketing budgets.
Well, and I've got a problem with that too. If you're going to invest, say, $2 million in a ad blitz to market this game that you're developing, and you're only spending $500,000 on development, you really need to take a look at what you're doing. Because if you're I long for the old days. Now I sound like a fucking old guy. But where the game stood for itself, you didn't need to have a Hollywood media blitz.
You have to have
and a
you
tie-in.
have to have that media blitz now to make any game, great or not great, succeed. Any game. You can sell tic-tac-toe with a $2 million budget.
All right, I'm starting a Kickstarter. Tic-tac-toe 3D. You'll have the Oculus. You'll be able to actually pick up your X's and set them down. The O's you'll throw like frisbees.
All right, moving on to something else. Other than the fact that Welshy
too.
may or may not be joining us right now via his new phone, which he is so excited about.
Yeah. Not using the phone. That would be horrible. Ugh.
So the phone, I saw that. So now you can actually get pictures on your.
Yes.
So it's actually a Canadian SIM card.
Yes, I'm living in the future.
Welcome to the present.
Living in the future yesterday.
Yeah, well, by the future I mean like 2014, but yeah.
The Welsh future.
All right, I was going to go on to the next one here, which is talks about Uncharted 4. Was supposed to be released sometime this year, and now won't be released until the middle of next year, which, you know, might make some people sad that it's not coming out, but it gives them a chance to show up at another conference. And and perhaps it means that they won't have a day one bug release version.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Come on, they've stopped development already. They're just trying to get a Kickstarter stretch goal.
Well, is this going to be a PlayStation 4, like,
Yep.
exclusive?
Probably.
Well, I didn't realize it, but that goes right along then with some of the other topics, which I didn't put in right after this one, having to do with Sony saying that they want to push for better releases. Where is that? Not number 7, number 6. Even Sony, yes. Even Sony thinks that day one patch glitches are getting out of hand. Glitch patches, patch glitches, whatever. Yeah, that which is true. We keep talking about that. Stop pushing out the crap.
But it's just because nobody tests anything anymore. Well, they do, but they just go.
Day zero DLC.
And day one patches, which are like 7 gig. It's like, well, fuck. You might as well
22 gig day one patch. What game was that? Rage.
Yeah. It's like, well, you might as well just give me another game.
Day one patch.
Well, let me speculate on that one. Perhaps it's the publisher who's getting used to all these goofy indie games that are getting done in 3 months, and they keep pushing this developer, put it out, or you won't get your money.
Yeah, I would say there's
Possible.
some truth to that. Yeah, just in the fact of like those publisher schedules tend to be insane. Like, oh, we want you to make, the next Uncharted, for example, which was very popular, did very well, but we want you to do it in a week, and they're like, yeah, okay.
We'll give you $300,000. Are you
Yeah.
not going to sign the contract or what? We'll sign it. Figure it
Isn't
out.
Uncharted just Far Cry?
No, it's more like Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it's more like the last Tomb Raider that we played.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's the Drake. The first one was Drake's Fortune or whatever it was.
Yeah, the male Tomb Raider, which might as well be Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah. So it's by Naughty Dog, and they did Last of Us after that.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe this is part of that push that Sony is trying to do. And
Bring back Crash Bandicoot. That's what I say.
Yes.
They Naughty Dog
waiting.
made Crash Bandicoot. That was like how they got into the mainstream. It's like was
they're
Crash
not doing that
Bandicoot.
anymore, are they? They're not.
No, they're not. No.
I wonder why.
If they were smart, they would.
Why do I have a feeling that I just talked about Crash Bandicoot lately?
Well, I think there was a joke while you were here. There was a joke we were talking about
Okay.
Crash Bandicoot. I think that's what it was. Maybe we were both slightly drunk.
I was like, what are the odds that comes up like in conversation?
It was something to do with me, you, and Sean. Like there was some sort of Crash Bandicoot joke, but I can't remember what it was.
All right.
We were talking about Sonic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I almost mentioned Sonic. Yes.
And then I think Welshy said something along the lines of, and then there's Crash Bandicoot. I wonder what he was.
Like, and then sort of went,
Bandicoot?
oh, no, wait, Bandicoot, yeah.
All right.
All right. Titanfall is going to be headed to more than just Xbox and Windows. They're going to start pushing it out to the other platforms. Now, I hear something about Titanfall. Titanfall made me think of Destiny. And Destiny made me think of how I have a friend who recently checked out what was going on with Destiny and the servers and how there's only 5 people playing it now. And then I hear from somebody else in the office that says, yeah, you know what? Evolve's doing the same thing. Nobody's playing it.
Well, the interesting thing
right
that I noticed about Evolve was Titanfall had the kind of hype, all the hype behind it, and people were like, oh, yeah, the same with Destiny. But yet, Evolve was just kind of, it came out and no one really noticed.
Well, they had too long of an open beta, or whatever seemed like an open beta.
Which is a big thing now as well. It's like you get these huge, play the beta for like 9 months, and then when it actually comes out, you're just kind of like, well, I'm kind of done with the game.
And then no more $2 million release at the end of that beta. $2 million.
They also with Evolve, day one DLC, shit like that. It's a business model of greed. It's not a business model of success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you're going to milk the hype wagon until the titty runs dry, and then you're going to bitch and whine that it quit on you, or you're going to be like, yeah, fuck, we got every penny we wanted out of this game, and see ya.
They're not see ya here. They're releasing 2 free maps.
Oh,
try and generate some interest, but it's two free maps that are in the game anyways. They're just unlocking them because the DLC model isn't working.
This latest business model seems to be make the money on pre-orders and any other day one sales and drop the game.
Pre-order all your DLC now, and you can save.
Well, you can tell as well because you get these reviews that don't come out until like 48 hours because they had to sign an NDA saying, oh yeah, you can review it, but you can't release your review until like 48 hours after the game comes out.
Yeah, rated
and that's
reviews.
why, because they're scared that it'll damage their pre-order sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
No. All right. So
there's no accountability in the gaming industry anymore, and the consumer has gotten leery of giving any publisher / developer any money.
No, they haven't. That's the problem.
Well, there's always going to be people that you can, they're
gullible,
willing to give their money freely. Like that saying goes, a fool and his money are soon parted. There is a fucking shit ton of fools out there.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd start giving me the money. Like, really.
That's what our Kickstarter could be. We'll take the money that you were going to spend on useless
and we'll
shit.
invest it wisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On beer.
Why not?
And jelly
Beans
beans.
and blow.
Let's do the Kickstarter. Make it the MODSonair Kickstarter. It's already going. It's not like we aren't going to deliver.
I've drank several beers.
We'll just do it on the show.
Yeah.
We can drink a beer, dedicate a beer to each person. If you donate $10,
that would be
we will donate
show.
this beer. We will cheers you with this beer. And if you donate $20, then there will be actual clinkage of 2 beers.
Real
And we'll
clinking
come up
action.
with all kinds of stretch goals.
Yeah.
In my head, it's like cut to a 3-hour show, and it's the three of us kind of just like on the desk, just sort of trying to drink like one more.
Yeah.
A special hospital edition later on.
Yeah.
The stomach pump edition.
Jeez. All right, Valve. How in the world is Valve getting a grade F from the Better Business Bureau?
Really?
Is it the 10-year-olds?
Well, one, no one gives a shit about the BBB for a start. No real business gives, no actual business really cares about BBB because it's a voluntary thing. You don't have to be on it. Any of the big corporations, so particularly like video games, who cares?
It might be because Valve is just they've separated themselves from what the gamers wanted and basically just said, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. And it was not necessarily what we wanted. I mean, I do not like the new Valve interface at all, like the Steam interface.
No, do not know.
I just, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Other than that, I don't know. I've never really had a problem. I know Steam, their standard response for a non-Valve game is, that's not our problem. You're going to have to contact the manufacturer or the publisher of that game. And you contact them and they're like, yeah, no, it's a Steam issue. Like I've got Rocksmith, which is an Ubi game. Mm-hmm. And if I have Rocksmith 2014, I should be able to, according to Ubi, buy all the DLC for everything up to that point. It's reverse, what the fuck is it called? Where you can play older versions, older songs.
Like compatible or whatever. Yeah.
So it's compatible with all the older songs. However, Steam will not let me buy those games unless I own the original version of Rocksmith.
Oh God.
So I have to, and it's a Steam glitch, but Steam's like, no, that's Ubi. Oh. Well, if I didn't purchase that game on Steam, I could go right to the Ubi store and purchase the games or purchase the songs, and away I go. But no.
Ubi could be doing that on purpose, making you want to use their Ubi service even more.
The Ubi store.
But there are 718 complaints filed against the business. 503 failure.
That's pretty fucking minor, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, all right.
Considering they've got millions of users.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a pretty small number.
And as far as what Welshy said, as far as it not mattering, I guess in a way it doesn't. When it comes, if the business is big enough, it doesn't matter. If
yeah,
the
that's what I mean.
Is small,
like,
it makes
if it's a
big difference.
If you own like Grandma's Little Bakery down on 5th, and there's 3 of you, then yeah, you care about
food
that.
Poisoning. No,
yeah,
it's over.
But if you're a giant corporation like Valve, you don't give a shit about the BBB. They can do literally nothing to you. It's like, well, okay, so we'll just keep doing what we do.
Yeah, I'm sure Valve is like building a new facility, and that's where they just put the money printing machines.
Yeah.
The Valve branded money printing machines.
Yeah.
I saw something interesting that Valve was developing drivers, their own drivers for graphics cards.
Yes, I think we mentioned something about that.
That's
a version
for the
of WebGL, isn't it, or OpenGL?
That's surely for the Steam box or whatever you call it.
Yeah, so that it runs on Linux.
Yeah.
Valve developed own Vulkan driver for Intel.
Oh,
Vulkan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Vulkan, the next iteration of OpenGL. I don't know why they felt it necessary to change the name, but it's now
Vulkan sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sony is going to be shutting down PlayStation Mobile, which, oh well, fine, whatever. They got a lot of things that are going on that I don't know how much it really matters, such as how many people actually even use the PlayStation Connect, I think it's called, where you
jump
from one device to the other device.
Crossover.
Crossover, that's it. Yes.
Or crossplay, one or the other.
Something like that.
I think it's crossplay. Yeah.
Sounds like something that happens downtown Vancouver.
That's cross-dressing. There's a difference.
Oh,
Tell you, Monday nights in downtown Vancouver are fucking weird. I don't know what it is.
weird.
All right. BBC is going to create a Grand Theft Auto drama.
What?
Yeah.
Just
BBC
about
is
the
creating
making
a
of the
drama
game.
based on Grand Theft Auto, or the making of it anyways.
I just picture Coronation Street and someone fucking driving through and just plowing everybody down.
What, driving through those cobbled like streets?
It seems like a really weird.
Couldn't it just
make
be
it go.
the behind the scenes tapings
well,
of Top Gear? With all the slapping and punching that's going on.
Could be.
Yeah, so they're creating 2 shows.
Yeah, I don't understand just how they're gonna dramatize it. I can't wait to see what the result is, but it's like you're gonna it's almost like the
take out
equivalent.
the action, take out any action, and you got a drama.
It kind of reads like it's a drama of the making of the game from the original one,
Right.
rather than like the actual story. I mean, so like it's not gonna be like a Grand Theft Auto story where you play somebody and it's a like that. It's gonna be actually about how they built the game and stuff.
Which is how is that still
a
not
drama
weird?
about.
Oh no, I didn't say it wasn't weird.
How's it drama?
Yeah, it's going to be awful.
Stay
Everyone's out to
tuned
get
next
each
week
other.
when the developer will press Q.
Yeah, no, it literally says. It might assume not choice for the national broadcaster, but the drama will be based on its creation rather than the game itself. So I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be all the trials and tribulations of getting
Of
the game
them
out.
making that game.
Great. Oh, the servers are down again. Don't. Go to commercial.
Well, no, it'll be about the creation of the first one, because that one actually has a decent kind of like, we're gonna be broke if we don't make something good.
Wasn't the first one? It got like some city or country or state, so something refused to sell the game. Maybe there's going to be a lot of that involved.
Yeah.
That's the drama.
Could be.
Spent forever making this game. Now they won't let us sell it.
Do you know if they sell in Turkey?
No idea.
I bring that up because Minecraft was banned in Turkey for violence.
Minecraft should be
realistic.
banned everywhere.
Minecraft
Nexus Legos.
banned for violence.
Turkey,
Nexus
Turkey
Legos,
is
you're
all
right.
about slave labor.
Those violent Legos. It's awful. An awful world we live in.
They're going to ban imagination next.
It is Turkey. No imagination for you.
All right, what did I read that was really interesting in here? Because in survival mode you have to defend yourself from zombie-like mobs. That sometimes
Just
means
like
killing
real
them.
life in Turkey.
Yeah.
The Ministry also says that some kids could confuse Minecraft's blocky pixelated landscapes for the real world, which would make them think that torturing animals was fine.
What?
Just like real life in Turkey.
Turkey, yeah.
Blocky
Because
animals.
I've seen
are real.
so many children go punch trees in order to mine wood.
If your kid is doing that, then obviously he's retarded and natural selection needs to run its course.
Yeah.
Go play fetch with that bus.
Wow. Okay. We got another Wolfenstein on the way.
No.
The old blood gameplay.
You know,
No?
against Ham's dissertation of not purchasing that game, I purchased the last Wolfenstein.
Oh, that's
It-
sorry.
Unfortunate for you.
It's unfortunate for me and unfortunate for my wallet. I did buy it on sale, so I feel a little bit less raped, but
Elvis, like that.
it is not a good game. And even like graphically, just playing it, like take all the game out of it, it made me feel ill in my stomach. I don't know what they've done to it with the way it moves and runs. It's not a good game.
Yeah,
Isn't it just one long cutscene as well?
Why do we need another game? We don't.
I wouldn't call it one long cutscene, but it felt. It's just I don't know. It's just a
felt wrong,
bad
man.
feeling. Yeah.
It wasn't fun to play.
It didn't look. It really. Well, didn't we? We got a sneak preview of it. I think when we went to PAX not last year, but the year before. We played it, or at least I did. I think.
I don't
And
know.
it was. We did, and it was very. Meh.
Maybe we did.
I think
Yeah, it was
my biggest,
without where you were filming it, and that woman came up, like snuck
Yes.
up behind me, and was like,
That's
"No."
right.
No cameras.
just everything. Considering everything, my biggest gripe was that it just was not having fun playing it, and that's a real shame.
Morphus seems to remember it having a small field of view.
That was correct. It was very, very forward.
Yeah.
But I don't play on consoles Morphous, so I don't know. But on the PC, it was not. It did nothing for me other than make me want to turn it off and demand a refund.
I finished it, but it was only because I had gotten so far in.
All the other games you could have played instead of finishing it.
Yeah, true. I did watch the Old Blood. There's like one of these sites has. Yeah. Well, one of these sites has like an hour of gameplay.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
From PAX. That just happened, yeah.
Yeah. And
How did they get to fucking record an hour of gameplay? I got shit for trying to record 5 minutes of gameplay.
they were talking with one of the guys.
That's why it didn't even work out last year.
Yeah.
The last version, because they didn't let people record.
Yeah.
Now it'll sell.
Well, this new one is more of the same, literally more of the same. So if you loved it, for $20 you can get the standalone game. Wire previous purchase is just $20 and that's it, and it's a prequel, and it's just more of the same. I didn't
They
really like
should
it.
be giving it to you and I as apology, apologizing for the suckiness of the last version. I don't know. We should get it for free.
Considering what I saw, it'd be more like an apology that's a slap in the face, because it still looks.
Here's some more shit for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Clearly, some people liked it. Like you said, it just did nothing for me.
It's the Wolfenstein franchise is becoming very much like the Call of Duty franchise and the Battlefield franchise, where it is just they're just putting stuff out and running on the hype of the previous successor.
Yeah.
And there's not really any innovations in the gameplay. It's all sparklies and shinies. Flashes to take your mind off of how crappy everything is. And the lack of content, the lack of storyline, the lack of ingenuity. And I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go. Next year, we're going to go to PAX, and or next year this time we'll be on our podcast here talking about card games, and we'll be playing Magic the Gathering or some shit.
Yeah.
We almost talked about them this week, but our time's up. All right. I'd ask if anybody else has anything else to say. If they do, it would have to be really quick. Ham.
No. Ham's not allowed to speak anymore. Until
I got cut off.
Yeah.
Keeping them shorter now, yes. All right. I want to thank the guys for joining. Thank you, Ham, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Stryder, thanks for joining.
It's always an adventure.
Welshy, thanks for eventually joining. No, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes, as you can see, we're trying to be a little quicker, a little more vigilant. But in the meantime, you can. We're going to try again next week, and who knows what'll happen. Maybe we'll make it. Maybe we won't. But if you're not here, you won't know. So come on back next week with a bunch of other topics. And enjoy March. All right.
Enjoy March.
Thanks for watching this week, and come back next week when we will broadcast another live show.
Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com. And please consider subscribing to modsonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
Boobs. Boobs.
All right, everyone. See ya.